It's a world premiere. 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 It's a world premiere.
That's right, well, it is time for our world premiere, and this week we are speaking to local artist Muguntha. And thank you so much, Muguntha, for your time. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. We're about to hit our listeners with a world premiere from you, well, a couple actually. What can you tell us?
Yep, thanks so much, Dee. War on Error, it's my first mixtape. It's inspired by my migrant roots, growing up in Australia for the last 20 years. It's pretty politically inspired, rhythm and poetry, of course, and I had a golden opportunity to work with a very talented producer. His name's Arlo Tinape. I also had the chance to collaborate with beats from Ray Hill of Alphamus and Manisha Sammy as well, who laid down some pretty poignant vocals.
Super excited to share these with everyone tuning in, but just before we do, is it going out to anyone in particular?
Yeah, you know, I hope it goes out to all the children of the war. You know, that includes the Indigenous of our First Nations people, Anglo-Australians who have battled in post-colonial Australia with true blue grit and spirit, and every migrant and refugee kid that's come to this beautiful land, tried to make it a better place while carving out a small piece for themselves.
Gotta love that, and absolutely well said. So I want to know, what's around the corner for you?
I'm just hoping to perform as much as possible. In my last performance, I shared a stage with upcoming graffiti artist Mark Hockethy at an event for the Refugee Advice and Casework Service, or they're known as RACS, as well as the Voice of Tamils, who are known as VOT, who do terrific and timely work in the wider Australian community. Of course, in due time, I hope to work with Arlo again, and Ray again, and Manisha again as well, collaborating with other like-minded artists along the way.
Gotta love those collaborations, and definitely look forward to hearing more of your stuff in the near future. Where can our listeners get a little bit more info about you?
My website is www.muguntha.com. That has links to all my social media if you want to reach out. And of course, big props to yourself, Dee, and 88.1 Community Radio for premiering my work. I'd like to thank you for your time, and look, I'd love to be back anytime on your show in the future. Thank you so much.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Muguntha. So excited to be able to world premiere these tracks coming up next. So what you guys are about to hear is a little bit of Kalu Julia and also Revolution. So turn those radios up. It's world premiere time. Let's get it. Here we go with some Muguntha.
This is a Mixboss exclusive world premiere. Mixbosses.
There's a system, and it's twisted. 3,000 bodies on the Insta. Take the kiss up, tell her miss her, but she just so cold she won't respond. Call her Julia, blessing or a curse her, body instrument. She let me play it, but tonight she said she's staying in. Had to write an urgent letter to the president. Call her Julia, blessing or a curse her, body instrument. She let me play it, but tonight she said she's staying in. Had to write an urgent letter to the president. There's a cover-up from the bottom up, 'cause they're all corrupt on her Facebook. Came to kiss her, tell her miss her, but she just so cold she won't respond. One is the world that lives and dies by the gun. 2 is what it takes for me and you to have some fun. 3 to make a baby with a father and a mum. 7 billion on the face of the earth around the sun. Half of those awake are on 3 USD a day. 4/5 of humanity chilling on less than 10. States are in recession, you can put it down in yen. How the children meant to sleep if the rents can't pay the rent. 100 is a cent that creates a dollar sign. 30,000 Somalian shillings at this time. That's 20,000 dong for the gong in Vietnam. And Iran barely double that to skip it in Iraq. Poverty history, fashion and misery. Trillion euros spent by the EU on GFC. Superstars on chips and fried chicken at KFC. 22K kids I date due to poverty, no.
This is a Mixboss exclusive.
It's your boy DJ Paul. KOM represent one half of that that 36 Mafia, man. It's going down with DJ D and Australia's premier female turntablist, Mixbosses. Mafia, yeah. I'll let your boy.
Mixbosses.
It is around that time. Right about now, it is time for Flashback. But just one more big shout out and big thanks going out to you, Muguntha. Thank you for dropping through the show, and definitely look forward to hearing more from you, hopefully pretty soon, actually. So stay in touch. All right, well, right now, Flashback is where we play a track that samples another track, and tonight we actually have not just a triple flashback, but a quadruple one. So first up is the most recent one, 1989 though. We are taking you back with some Heavy D and Ain't Heard Nothing Yet. Now, I remember hearing this one, and also for those that are into the whole old school DMC thing, if you've watched those old videos, you'd probably hear these samples come in a few times from various competitors and world champions. But the sample, actually one of the samples that's quite notable to that, comes all the way from 1966 with some James Brown, and the track is It's a Man's World. But the most notable sample as well from this track is some Grover, released in 1975. The track was called Mr. Magic. It also contains a little bit of Lynn Collins' Think About It. So we're going to give you a bit of all of those. First up, some Heavy D, followed by some Grover, Lynn Collins, and then James Brown. You're listening to Mixbosses.